Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Geeks and Degenerates. Today, we are going to be talking about, as you've seen in the title, the second entry of the now dubbed Bayaniverse. That is Goyo ang Batang Heneral.
Bayaniverse.
Yes.
Are there
Yeah.
going to be an
Actually.
Avengers movie with them together?
Well, they
Team-
can't exactly. One died already.
Well, two died.
Right.
Never
Ooh.
mind.
Spoiler ba yun? Joke lang.
Well,
Spoiler!
yeah, 100-year spoiler alert. Sorry,
To the
guys.
people who say it's a spoiler alert, I swear to God, read the history
Piece of
book.
shit.
Oh my God. Okay.
Ina's right, though. Just like read a book. Just open a book about Philippine history, and it should be in chapter like I don't know, 20.
Or if you're too lazy to read, just watch a documentary or something.
Or just
Yeah,
Oh my
there's
God.
so much,
Wikipedia.
yeah. It's true, that's true. Educate yourselves, people. We
Yeah.
could be degenerates, but we have to be educated degenerates.
Exactly.
We're smart.
So
We're smart.
Sometimes.
I did the intro, but Ina here is going to take over for me. And welcome back to the
Yeah.
channel, Ina. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Yes.
Glad to see you again.
Yes,
thanks,
and
thanks for having me back.
of course, my trusty companions here. Hello, Jomar. What's up?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm feeling extra patriotic today.
Oh, wow.
All
Or
right.
should I not be?
No,
Uh,
well, you are. Actually, I feel like Goyo is a pretty good film to talk about, especially during these times. Elections coming up
Hmm.
by next year. So
Yeah.
register to vote if you can.
Yes.
If you're eligible to, I suggest you do. But we'll try our best to not be as political as this is a fairly political video. It is a war film. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, so today we're gonna be talking about Goyo, ang Batang Heneral or the Boy General.
Mhm.
It was released in 2018 and it is the movie after General Luna.
It's
So
like a
my
day
question
party.
for the two of y'all
Yes.
was, did you guys watch Goyo after the hype of General Luna, or did it feel like another like school required thing to watch?
For me, nah. I watched it immediately.
Really?
Yeah. This time alone though.
Oh, no
Yeah, I was
seniors
with my
in
I was with my lola. Remember?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How about you, Enzo?
Well, no, I watched this like the day after my birthday. Because like I want to watch a good movie, and there were two movies coming out that I was really looking forward to. One of them was this one, Goyo. The other one being The Predator. This this one is the way better movie. Hooray! Who knew? Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah.
Predator. The Predator we'll
Yeah.
talk about some other time.
Yeah.
Ooh. Abangan. But yeah, so me, I remember watching it in Rockwell. Though
Wow.
I knew I watched General Luna and I loved it. Though I do have a slight bias to just because my best friend Connie Valera, she was part of the production of Goyo.
Ooh.
She was part of the set team. So it was
Hi,
I
Connie.
mean yeah, hey Connie. She does have like a moment in the film. She has her portrait
Oh,
in
that's
the house
actually
of the
kinda sick.
merchant. Yeah.
That's actually sick.
Yeah, the area where Joven was sitting while
Hmm.
everyone was dancing, that was her portrait above him.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, it was so
where
funny.
he's looking through the letters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. Anyway, so yeah, so Goyo. Going back, so this film is about technically the youngest general we had. It was directed by Gerald Tarog, and yeah, so it stars as Paulo Avellino as Del Pilar, and it follows his life during the pre-American War up to his death in the Battle of Tirad Pass. Again, it's not a spoiler alert. You read your fucking books.
It was in history.
Yeah.
Don't be
Spoiler.
above that.
God.
The handsome boy dies. I'm sorry.
The handsome boy
Sorry.
dies. I'm sorry. We're sorry. As this is the sequel to General Luna, how do you guys feel the difference between these two films? This is about two generals. One is being General Luna and one being General Del Pilar. Was there anything different, like let's say based on the movie, the initial movie, the vibes, the personalities of the protagonists? Like what struck out the most for you guys?
And so you can go first.
Well,
Yeah.
when I first watched this in theaters, like after the movie, like I was with my folks too. So after the theater, my mom, sister, and I were like, "It's not, it's not what we were expecting." Because I guess
Really?
we were all expecting General Luna all over again. But like,
Ah,
it came to Netflix like 2019 or like, yeah, 2019, and I was like, I'll give it another chance. Watched it again, I was like, oh, there's more subtle themes to this one instead of like
yeah.
General Luna, where it's like, why isn't this guy more celebrated? He should have his due because this guy was charismatic, he's patriotic, and he tried his best to carry the war on his back. Um, this one's like, well, like what Hovind says, like, why do we praise heroes without even questioning it? Like what Mabini says, like person of low uh, rank does something good, that guy is considered noble. If a
Yeah.
person of high rank does something good, that's the only small thing he does. What's
It's
the word?
negligence.
Yes, negligence.
Yeah.
This movie's very quotable, definitely. But
It
like,
is. It's really good.
Henry
Get that
Luna's
quote
like,
from me.
yeah, Henry Luna's like loud and bombastic. This one's more quiet. And with
Yeah.
Paul Avellino, I feel like his performance was more restrained, more supposed to be, because Henry Luna again
Yeah.
was like a very loud individual. He's quiet, more suave, and all that jazz.
I'll disagree with like Goyo being quiet
Ooh.
because yeah, sure, he's not as commanding as Henry Luna, but of course you can see he was like the boy band of back in the day. like
Very
our
true.
girls would swoon over him every time he would visit the village.
Yeah, with the fans, like.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god.
It's
But
true.
I, I like this movie actually at the same caliber as Henry Luna because for one movie it's completely these movies are completely different. Sure, same story, same war, two different genres. Where this one was, he knew what he was doing. He's a good commander. He has experience. Well, this one, 23, and he's already a general. You could tell that he has the highs and lows of being celebrated as one, but then he has the heavy burden of the responsibility of being like such a young general. And you could see it, like him shaking. You can see his hand shaking from the
Trauma.
trauma
Yeah.
that he's experienced, and I like that difference. You can see Henry Luna is more, driven, while
Yeah.
Goyo is like, I'll just follow until the end. I'll just keep following my orders to the T
To the T.
to get through this war. While Henry Luna was like, I'm taking charge,
Mm.
which I like.
Yeah.
I like seeing the two narratives of one's inexperienced, one is very experienced, and it's like a kind of a breath of fresh air after watching Henry Luna.
That is also true. Yeah, like with General Luna, I understand why a lot of people would think that after watching Goyo, it could be very like what
Yeah.
after General Luna, because
Yeah.
with General Luna there was so much highs and lows. It was very funny. It was very frustrating.
Mm.
It really emit a lot of emotions. And then whereas with Goyo, essentially in the movie, or at least in how it was portrayed, it was uh I don't want to say boring. The climax or the high stakes only happened towards the end when they were already up in the mountain.
Mm.
But I do understand that, like, I get it because Goyo was more low key. They really needed to emphasize that these 5 specific months prior to Aguinaldo surrendering, um paano ba? The movie doesn't necessarily feel like Goyo specifically for me.
Yeah, it doesn't really,
Yeah,
focus their eyes on Goya that much.
like he's parang a byproduct of being under someone as Aguinaldo. Or it was more of like, are you gonna? This is the byproduct of someone who follows Aguinaldo blindly,
Mm.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Compared to, yeah, say General Luna, who was very, what was that quote? He was more on principle. Or if he fought based on his principles.
Yeah.
Whereas Goyo, he was part of the people, I guess, as Aguinaldo said to Mabini na, no wait, I might misquote. There was a part where he talked, Aguinaldo talked to Mabini, and he said that they're doing things for the sake of our freedom, or for peace,
For
actually, for
peace.
peace. And then Mabini was like, yeah, peace, but for
Uh,
the, you
without
know,
freedom.
Yeah.
without freedom.
Yeah.
And that was essentially what Goyo was. Like like it was a very it was infighting amongst us Filipinos. Well, you can clearly see the Americans in the film having an upper hand over us. And like it also in a way shows the cultural thing, like yeah, Goyo was 23. He was, going after them hoes. Just kidding.
I mean, yeah.
Naghahanap
Yeah.
ng mga sinisita.
Dude, have you seen the stacks of letters that he had from different girls being upset that he
Yeah.
might marry
Goya,
this
don't ever call me. Why not?
and just
Yeah.
ghosting me.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then like
19th century ghosting. Yeah.
you can actually also like compare Henry Luna and Goyo with how the movie was produced. The lighting was harsher in Henry Luna.
Hmm.
Well, it was more subtle with Goyo.
I would say that Goyo was more cinematic, while
Yeah.
Maruluna was like more theater, had more
Yeah.
theater themes.
They
Yeah.
had more budget than Goyo too.
Mm.
After the success of Henry Luna. Wait, you were gonna say something, right, Enzo?
Yeah. I like how Alejandrino's like, look, this army doesn't really have generals. The only good one that we had is fucking dead.
That's true.
Because
Yeah.
like Luna, I believe he studied in Europe. He studied Napoleon, came back with those tactics. Goya was just promoted because he's Aguinaldo's favorite. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but history says I did some research where if everything went according to plan, he was supposed to be one of the soldiers that killed Henry Luna. He just missed a string.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with that as you will.
Yeah, they showed that in Henry Luna.
Yeah.
He was already getting the orders in the film when he made the cameo. So
Yeah.
it was just like, ooh. It was really frustrating towards the end of Henry Luna, where it said na Aguinaldo still ended up doing the things Henry Luna proposed at the end. So it was like
Yeah.
frustrating.
And you see
No,
that in Alejandrino's house when he's like, Aguinaldo's like, I think we should start doing guerrilla tactics, and he's like, I've heard this before.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Oh, yeah,
Why?
that's really
So
good. Yeah.
frustrating.
I love the fact that when they enter his house, he has a paper, flat independencia,
Oh, yeah, you just
which
had
is
it.
founded by Luna. It's a big fuck you. It's like, I know you're behind something. You did something to Luna.
I think
Yeah.
like majority of the generals know how Henry Luna died. They just want him to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Mabini, right? Yeah.
Like, what happened to him? Really, just tell us. we're cool. We cool. Just tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Goyo, like the film, it really did start with blind allegiance. Like having General Alejandrino be, you know how cocky that soldier was like, are you Henry Luna?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Reaching for his gun. It's like, are you
Yeah.
sure you want to do that?
Like, X-nay on the asking.
Right, different general. This is
Porque
crazy.
si bigote. He was just like, oh,
You best shave.
Uh,
Oh, that was so messed up. And then, yeah, it really set the tone. And then you kind of... I also do appreciate with Goyo, like, he starts off pretty arrogant. Which you can't really blame him. He's 23, he's daddy's favorite.
essentially.
Essentially daddy's favorite. Yeah, he was, historically, he is one of the ones where Aguinaldo really kept by his side. When he got exiled, he was the generals. Yeah. Though I do like how there was a scene in the movie where they did a play over what General Goyo has done for the Philippines, which is all actually accurate. Like he really did do all these accomplishments. But there's just something, yeah, there's just something about the film, like the way they portrayed Goyo. Like you can't seem to acknowledge his acknowledgements.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit more frustrating here because every time there's like a battle scene, you're like, we really can't hit one. American
Dude,
soldier.
I was about to say their only body count was that one soldier that that soldier from Henry Luna shot.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the sniper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
yeah,
was like, really, that was your only body count?
yeah.
It
They're
was
just
a dull movie. I mean, dull.
there's like so much infighting, and then you have this. As Cena pointed out, this wave, this unrelenting wave of, in the form of the American forces being like, "We're coming for you. You better hope you're ready." And no, obviously we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, go on, go on.
This film really no, shows the fact that because of the infighting between us Filipinos, the moment General Luna died, like they even had an American soldier say it in the last film, na you killed the one smart general you guys had.
Yeah,
And then the part where Aguinaldo here in Goyo where he was like, it's been nice and quiet. The Mabini goes, isn't it a bit too quiet? And then the
Yeah.
fact that we have to, I don't want to say agonizingly, we went through the 5 months very dully. Like, we see Goyo doing things na parang, shouldn't you be preparing for war? Why are you making, you know, why are you spending all these times with these women?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Priorities, you know.
yeah, he's
Priorities
getting decked
now.
out and all
Yeah.
these things. And no one's necessarily preparing, no one took initiative of the fact that, they could be taken advantage of at any minute. It was painful to watch.
Yeah. And it's like America at like the height of its powers. Like, we're gonna gather all these
Yeah.
lands, and if a nation's not strong as one, it's too late.
It really was because I'm not sure if you guys caught it. It was addressed naman like General March or Major
Yeah.
March.
Yeah.
The only
general.
reason why, I guess, it's not a spoiler alert, but towards the end, when you find out that the reason why Goyo and his troops failed was because March had the indigenous group help him
Working.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, you couldn't necessarily say this indigenous group were traitors because they were already they were treated lowly already by the Filipinos back then. So
And the
where can
army,
you
too.
really exactly like so where exactly do you put your allegiance to? Yeah.
Yeah,
It was, it,
it was set up too. Like earlier, they're like selling their wares, and these soldiers come out and knock their market. You're like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you? You really
Yeah.
want to make them not support you? Are you idiots? They know the land.
yeah, it was just so
Yeah,
like,
especially their own guide. Like
Yeah.
they brought two guides. They wanted to pick one, while the other one they just tossed out and
Yeah.
made him lead the stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, it was just so frustrating to watch.
Yeah.
Like parang Goyo is a good general. Like I won't discredit that to a degree. Like
Yeah,
they
but it
even,
wasn't Henry Luna.
yeah, it's not General Luna. Like they even showed like which I do appreciate. They showed that scene where Goyo had PTSD.
Mhm.
Like it was true that that one war where he was like let's fight and then he just gets scraped. I
Yeah.
think if I was, I mean, I could be corrected. Correct me if I'm wrong, historians. I think that war he was working with Henry in that particular battle.
Really?
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
no,
one in I forgot something at Sili. It was one of the wars.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just nuts. Just seeing how you really have to question. Oh wait, lang, sige. We're going way too forward. Let's go back to when he was interrogating the bird.
Ooh.
The what?
The very beginning of the scene
The
where
Manuel?
Aguinaldo
Oh
yeah,
right. Yeah,
Aguinaldo ordered Goyo to take care of the loyalists except for General Alejandrino. The rest were basically up to question. The Bernals were one of those that were traitors. Though which one was he? The one who was taken prisoner?
Well,
Manuel?
Yeah.
Is it Manuel? The
Yeah.
one who basically called Goyo a dog.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
actually love that scene.
I
And
love that
how
scene.
it sticks to
Goyo.
Yeah.
sticks to
Yeah.
That's
entire
why I know, like that's why I had to go back to that scene. Like Manuel really brings it like the movie to the point where you start critically thinking. Because when he goes, gagawin mo talaga lahat ng inutos niya sa ni Myung, no? Like, isa kang aso. Like, you'll do everything the president tells you to do, wouldn't you? You are a dog. And then he starts fucking barking. I'm like, oh,
Like,
shit.
like to be honest, if this was your first movie and you didn't watch General Luna, you would think this guy's insane or a bad
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
And that's why they had to capture him and torture him. But like, nah, this guy was one of the best of our armies. back in the
Yeah.
I
day.
know. Yeah,
Uh,
it was to the point na he was so close to. He could have just said, sure, I surrender. I'll join your troop." But he was like, "No, fuck that."
I was like, nah.
yeah.
Wait, yes, Enzo.
No, I also like you see the part of this scene in Henry Luna as well, like when his loyalists are getting taken out. Like
Ah,
that's
yeah,
one
yeah,
of the
yeah.
scenes you see, and then they
Yeah.
Yeah.
go back to it. You're like, oh damn, the scene's kind of really fucked up too. It's like, why?
They don't show it again, which is what I like. Is that you just see Goyo walking and then you just hear a gunshot from the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
there's a scene where like they're readying to join when the forces of General Tenyo, right? And like
Yeah.
the music is big, it's swelling, and then the next is like cut to 3 weeks later, everything's going to shit. Nothing is going right.
Damn it!
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Another thing I really like that what they carry over is like if you like Aganala, you really need to revisit your heroes because
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, this guy's a fucking asshole.
Yes.
Like when he says, "I will never surrender," it might as well said directed by Robert Wade.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yo.
dun.
I don't know, what sucks is that his wife was the one who's like, "Don't surrender."
Yeah.
I mean, he was like, "I will never," and then he surrenders. I'm like, what a guy.
What a guy.
What a guy.
Yeah.
It was really frustrating. Like you see how you just see how everything just crumbled and you're just so frustrated watching the movie.
You
I
know,
mean, yeah.
I know a bit of our history, but
What?
like watching this entire movie, I'm like, there's gonna be an upside, right? There's gonna be an upside. And I forgot. I was like, I kind of forgot that this does not end well.
Another scene that was like maybe I don't know if it was played for last, but it's kind of funny when like Hoven and Juan were like talking like we're gonna make it, and then one by one these soldiers keep running past Juan. He's like, what the fuck is that? Where are you guys going? And they're like, the Americans are here. And he goes, putang ina."
Yeah.
No, it was this Goyo was like, it's just a bamboo hitting trees from the wind. But you know
No.
what a gunshot sounds like?
And then he's like, no, I know what a gunshot sounds like. And then Vicente is like, I knew what a gunshot sounds like. Ooh.
Wait,
This-
I don't know what happened to what's his name.
Ooh,
Ruska? I think that's the same.
Hoven.
Oh,
He just fell.
did you
Roska?
not see the after credit scene?
Oh no.
Go
Well,
go explain. Go explain.
Hoven survives and lives to see the election of Quezon.
Hoven is he's the guy who represents us essentially.
Mm,
Yeah.
Um,
He's our narrator.
yeah.
So
I love-
he's not gonna die.
Yeah, I love the fact they carried over Hoven and Ruska from the last films. 'Cause
Yeah.
those are the two side characters I really did like. Who were, aside from the important historical figures, those two are like, they're kind of like us.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, he brings out our frustration. Whenever he'd quote General Luna during this film, I was like, yes! Like, bring back the good guys. I don't like this anymore.
No, I do like that one quote that Mabini said where all of the sorry, I'm not gonna say it in Tagalog because I'll butcher
Okay.
it. But all the people who were trying to make this country better or help this country out, you pretty much killed.
You made them
Yep.
useless.
Yeah, then you made them useless.
Yeah, he also said na the revolution failed because it was badly led.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying it in English, but yeah.
And Aguinaldo basically focused on people who were loyal to him instead of who could benefit this country.
Yeah. Which
Which-
says a lot.
Oh,
Mm, oh,
that is
damn.
true. Ooh, there was also another really good Babi quote, which I'll just read in English.
Mm.
Which also is pretty interesting considering he quotes it during ang Batang Heneral. Like, they really emphasize that. And then with this quote, he said, I would like to prove that we know how to fight with glory and honor. But I'm beginning to believe that they are right to call us children.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, to be fair, the Goyo, he played most of his cards right. The only, like, at least for me, towards the end, they celebrated too early,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which was how they ended up getting flanked in the first place.
Um, Before we touch on the final battle, I like how every time we see Kezon, he just has like the most concerned and sad look ever.
Yeah.
Every time you speak Kazu, it's like, are you sure?
Like when he's with Mascardo's brother. He's like, you sure you want to go out in your condition, sir?
He had no arm and everything.
I
And
like
he
how
just
he
like,
I like how he shoots in the air, not in the general the direction of the Americans.
bro,
Yeah.
for some reason we're stormtroopers.
Actually, wait, yeah, I was gonna talk about that. This Goyo actually gave me a lot of Star Wars vibes.
Right?
Like
Because
there were
it's a lot. Oh.
cinematically, there were a lot of shots similar to how JJ dealt with Star Wars. Like a lot of the panning, especially during the last battle scenes.
Oh yeah.
I also felt like Goyo. I guess think of it as what could have been if they actually focused on Finn as a human who was a former stormtrooper. Like Goyo for me really humanized soldiers. Like they showed how Goyo is like, yeah, he's a soldier, but you know, he still wants women. He still loses his priorities. Like you know,
He loses
like,
focus
he
a
loses
lot.
focus a lot.
Though there is something special about saying like a general having to use a rifle during the last
Yeah.
stand. It's like
It
there's
is
nothing
pretty
fancy
cool.
about this. I'm one of my men now, which I always
yeah.
was.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, his was much a bit more fancy. It was like. It was
With a fancy sight.
It was the Winchester. You know?
Yeah, yeah,
So you could reload a little bit faster. While them, they have to like reload it one by one.
I do like the return of Lieutenant Garcia.
Yeah, it was nice to see him back.
Yeah. And you kind of like, for a while you forget history. Like, how long did they keep them off? And then when
Not long.
they're flanked, you're like, ah, fuck. Like, I like how Lieutenant Garcia's death is just so quick and sudden. You don't have time to like be like, what the fuck? He's gone.
Yeah,
I mean,
you for-
I kind of like it. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurts harder when you're like, wait, this is real. Like this factually happened. Fuck.
Yeah.
The American army, the tactics of like screaming in battle to go, ah! Just to intimidate the opponent while charging, like tactics back in the day is fascinating to me. Be like, you know what? We should charge them and just give the mightiest yell we can to just scare the shit out of them.
I mean,
Hmm.
what else can you do? No
I know,
AC
right?
130, man.
True.
The backup. But I don't know. I do like that one scene where Garcia like comes out and has that whole scene where De Locos troops weren't standing up for
Yeah.
Goyo, but they stood up for Garcia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come, America, welcome.
Yeah.
You know
I
English,
mean,
right?
at the end of the day, I mean, a couple of those people, if not the 60, they were under Luna originally. Am I correct? Tama ba?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, you do realize na, you know, their loyalties or their principles are still very much correlates with Luna.
Yeah.
And now they're following a guy who works for the dude who killed their leader.
I know, yeah, it's just really
It's really
I feel for them, yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I expected this movie to end the way all my history books told me it would end, with Goyo on a
What?
horse being shot through the neck. So I'm like, when is he gonna get on this horse? When is he gonna ride out?
I mean, it did make sense. Goyo's usually, at least it's in terms of statues and stuff, he's usually depicted riding a horse because he
Yeah.
really was a good horse horseman's
Horse
Rider, yeah.
horse rider.
Horse-
But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, even March and all the other American soldiers, they did look up to Goyo. Like they did like props to him for trying.
Yeah.
They even gave him a they
He
even
tried.
gave
the
him
message empty.
no, I mean they did bury his body in a very I mean
Respectful manner.
the
Yeah.
US soldier way.
Yeah.
Tama ba? Yeah, my words.
No. I was getting hypey. Like the first time, so I was like, oh, there's the horse. Just get on the horse.
Just kidding. Wait, so you're just like, go on,
Yeah.
die.
No, like, come on,
Yeah.
do something cool. And then he's like, let's finish this. Then,
Bam.
like,
Oh,
did he ride with a broken jaw?
same. Okay, yeah, I know he dies, but that was shocking for me because like he was so ready to use that rifle, which he
Yeah.
never did,
Yeah.
and he cocks it and he's like, I'm ready. Then just gets shot in the mouth and just goes down. I'm like,
Yeah.
Like, does he ride? I was like, does he ride with a broken jaw? Is this a unspoken cool moment in history? Oh, he's just dead.
Same here. I really thought he was like gonna be riding with like a busted mouth.
Use that adrenaline to just
Yeah.
go all out. But no,
Yeah.
he dies. Like, oh shit. And for me, some of the most heartbreaking scenes of this movie is like, Goya is dead, and they're like, fuck, we have to run.
Yeah, they just retreated.
Yeah, even Vicente's like, first like, if you run, you die, and then he's like, I have to. It's not
You
worth
have
it.
to run.
Yeah, it ain't worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very chilling thing. Like I was watching it again. When they started running, I also thought of that thing where it does go back to the whole theme of the movie with blind idolatry, blind following to the leaders or people you look up to. Because like, I mean, I don't really want to be political, but it's a political like. Again, guys, remember to vote. Like, imagine blindly following someone and then retreating. Like, it's one of those panindigan mo yung pinili mo and stuff. And then, like, once, now that everything's turned to shit, you retreat.
Yeah.
Like, this all could have been avoided if we kept the right people. If we all followed the same principles, if we had similar principles, if it was just,
Yeah. Y'all stay docile, and then once something goes wrong, you start pointing fingers when it's actually
Yeah.
you're the one at fault.
yeah, we continue to do, like, it was also really frustrating when you think about the fact that the people dying there are, like, the farmers, the people who were just enlisted. Because the people who went up with Del Pilar, they were basically like, just get whoever you can.
Yeah, I mean,
Get
you
whoever
could
you can
tell
fight.
because the Americans had sharpshooters, while these
Yeah.
people, they're firing into crowds and can't hit anybody. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm as frustrating as that was. I guess it sends a good message now. These people are not experienced.
They're not.
Well,
they really
no.
weren't.
People they're going against is very experienced.
I felt bad for Andrina at the end too. It's like, is this all in vain? Is it all in vain? Like the night before,
Yeah.
it's just counting his balls. Like, shit, I only have 3. Fuck.
It really was in vain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess he makes his last stand there, and I kind of like the first part, when we get introduced to Alejandrino, where he's like,
Yeah.
I've never even seen battle. I'm already a general. I'm just an engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you got rich families back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, at least he, goes out where the way Mabini told Aguinaldo how to go out if he wants to save his status as a hero, but he never did. And you see his fall by his own people betraying him. So it's like, seems fitting enough.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
pretty fitting, like going back to how he died and everything. It wasn't glorious. Even his acknowledge the advantages they had. Like you say this was technically a highlight of his feats as a brave and young hero, historically speaking, but as you watch the film, you just know like it was a failure.
Yeah.
It was actually a pretty embarrassing fail. Like you didn't because he failed to do this. Aguinaldo was captured. Aguinaldo surrendered. one of the smartest people, like Mabini, was exiled,
Mm.
and we lost our sovereignty again. From
Hmm.
like we gained it back from the Spaniards, but now we're under American regime because of this one thing that again, Goyo is like well known for. He died as a hero, but he fucked us all.
Um, though one of the most
Dude.
beautiful shots from the movie is when like they're at Goya's grave and there were the soldiers and everything. And this is a beautiful shot of the grave, allowing the soldiers to recognize them. Cinematography for both films are
It
excellent.
was it was really good. They
Dude,
this the scenes where they were panning out showing the mountains. It really made me feel bad because um they were really promoting the Philippines in that scene. They were
Hmm.
showing the beauty, the resources, the things that, this was the thing we were fighting for.
and,
This was ours.
and what Garcia said, where like,
Yeah.
oh, if Aguinaldo falls, somebody will rise up and replace it. While this, and it pans to the mountains, you can't replace this.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that quote. And I love that scene.
It was really good, yeah.
Yeah,
There were lots of good quotes in this movie.
a lot, a lot.
Lot to make you think.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, I think this is a very appropriate movie to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Speaking of, can I ask, do you guys consider Goyo a hero?
Okay, to a degree, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, he was a little bit of a dog following his master, but
Uh-huh.
dude still fulfilled his duties to a degree.
Mm.
And yeah, I would say he's still a hero.
How about you?
I'm on the same page with Drummer. Like, yes, he was Aguinaldo's favorite, and he played the part. But like, at the end of his life, it's like I'm gonna do the best I can with the resources I have to make this last stand, the best way I can.
Mm.
Yeah.
But it's how history plays out. Like, even though you have the best intentions, sometimes it just falls to shit.
Yeah. I also do consider him a hero to an extent. At least with how Gerald Taro this portrayed him through the film. He did start flawed. Like he did start like boy idolizing a powerful man. He was the right hand essentially for the most part of his life. Yet in the very moment of prior to his death, like he died a true patriot with so much passion for his countrymen that like it is unfortunate it happened like towards the end.
Yeah.
But um at least you knew his heart was in the right place, at least at that very moment. So I would consider him a hero. A very flawed one, but
Very,
aren't
very
we all?
flawed. I
Aren't
mean,
we
Henry
all?
Luna was very flawed as well.
Yeah.
He was just a really good leader. Oh, kills a chicken in the fucking market.
Like, what do you have against chicken, man?
This guy. Well, I can't shoot the government. I'm sorry.
Um,
Oh my gosh, this film was really good. Like
Yeah,
it
it was
really
really good.
like with General Luna, it did bring up a lot of questions about like who are you loyal? Goyo really made me think more critically about the situation, and it really is a good film to spark debate.
Oh, it is. It is. It is.
Especially, I think because Goyo is a young man, closer to our age.
Especially me. I'm 22.
Yeah, compared to General Luna, who was more experienced as us. I think we're more attuned to finding Goyo more relatable as a person. Like, he
Like,
hung out with his bros.
Yeah, you went skinny dipping.
He was good.
But yeah, there's that one scene with Joven where the guy asks him, like, "Oh, how old are you?" "I'm 19." "Oh, you're not that far from our general." Like, damn,
Damn, right?
damn. Like,
Damn.
what do I do if I'm in his position?
definitely if you're Hoven, don't pick up a gun because you have the worst luck with that.
I mean, he didn't even pick up a gun here.
He tried.
to.
Like, you know what? Nah, it's not worth it. I learned last time.
Get shot in the hand.
Oh god.
Oh, poor guy.
Falls off a
Oh.
cliff.
I thought he died. Like, what the fuck?
Well, for me, I thought he died. I was like, well, I guess this is the end.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we know in terms of like fighting for the Philippines, it wasn't the end, but it was a huge blow.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Very,
What
very.
the all of the contrast between Heneraluna and Goyo is that Heneraluna were like going this way,
Yeah,
and then by the end of it, it just goes starts going this way,
yeah.
and then once we get to Goyo, it's still going down.
So yeah, there's like a whoa. Eh?
Ah,
Joke
oh.
lang, joke lang.
Yeah, again, yeah. It just again it goes back to the frustration that at the end of the day, I think it was a quote in General Luna, but you know, it wasn't the Americans who killed Luna, it was us.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It was the Filipinos. They're like, it's just like okay. In terms of we basically talked about like at least for us the important aspects of the film. Like I mean, yeah, Remedios did her thing. um, she did bring out those nuances that we needed to see in Go for us to feel to solidify that he was a. But I mean, we know that. What I do want to talk about now is, I guess, more on the cinematography or the production side of Goyo. It was really good. Like the set, the costumes. We already addressed that this was more of a film compared to General Luna that was staged.
Yeah.
I liked how I know that he improved from General Luna, but I do feel like it was an appropriate change to have Goyo a more subtle film. Even in
Yeah.
the editing.
Yeah,
The shot.
I agree with that. Because for Heneraluna, I kind of feel like the whole theatrical feel was very fitting for that character. While this
Yeah.
one, it's kind of just downhill for this one, for this character. It's not as
Yeah.
bright as it was in
Yeah.
Heneraluna.
It was all go.
No, I was like the set designs and the costumes are like once again, the effort done in making these movies is excellent. Like
Yeah.
they spared no expense, in the words of John Hammond.
Yeah. I think Avelino mentioned that Goyo had 3 times more budget
That makes sense.
than yeah.
I could see it.
I do distinctly remember trying to contact my friend Connie. I couldn't talk to her for months because she was up in the mountains. I was like, oh,
Oh,
that's why. I see you. When I watched the ah.
Ah,
Ang hirap pala.
see.
May
I mean,
bagyo pa rin. No?
yeah, it was pretty rough. It was really good. I mean, the way they incorporated the green screen compared to like General Luna, here in Goyo, there were more elaborate sets talaga. Like it was really
Yo, I didn't even see the green screen. Like,
Yeah.
I'm for
It
sure,
was-
like when they were doing the
not as utilized, yeah. Here
Oh,
in
okay.
Goyo. Like mas ano siya sa General Luna.
it was
Oh,
really
okay.
fucked up.
because when they make the big sets like an entire town, I was like, where do you find a town that still has historical
Yeah.
buildings
I
up?
mean, either you find it or you have a barren field or something and then you just built like the exteriors and stuff. Like the way they did with the play scene.
Mhm.
Some of those were just built in
Oh,
backgrounds. Yeah.
well, good job on the fucking production.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what's really
Yeah.
sad? This
Why?
movie came in 2018 by a Filipino company. You hardly noticed the green screen. Unlike in Black Widow.
You really can't let that go.
I mean,
That's horrible green screen for the Marvel Studios. Here, like, I can tell the green screen's here. Wow. I
I
don't
mean,
understand.
production wise, to be honest, the Philippine cinema, we do have the chops, the talent, and to be honest, we do have at least some form of technology to be able to pull off things internationally that's already been well known, well loved. There are a lot of our production. I think it's mostly because of time. that was given. Like even our telenovela, so to speak, like they're literally filmed and edited within 2 to 3 days of filming and production.
Well,
I
I
didn't
mean,
know
yeah,
that.
they do churn those out. Like
Yeah,
Provinciano has like 1,000 episodes.
yeah, like legit. I when I interned, it was like I'm filming with them Monday, and then the thing I was part of was on I saw it on TV Wednesday. So like, yeah, like that's how quick
Actually, oh
things
god
are.
damn.
Which also when I saw, okay, this is the reason why I mentioned this is going back to films like Go and Heneral. You can see the time they actually gave into making sure the details were there, the attention was right, continuity, nothing was out of place. Like you can tell that they really upped the well upped. they really they really upped the quality. They really want, like, this was a really good film. Like if these are like one of the films I would happily promote to international friends of mine. It really showcases how great we are as Filipinos. In a way, this is also our way of being. Uh, this shows our love for the country. It also helps educate these people. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, Henry Luno's close to be like considered as an Oscar-winning movie for like best foreign
Really
film.
now?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was. It was.
and
Damn.
it seems fitting because now John Arcelia won for best actor at the Venice Film Festival. He's the first
Yeah.
Southeast Asian to do so.
Sick.
Yeah. Let's see.
Wait.
Goyo. Alam ko Goyo won best production design.
Hmm.
Which I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, go
So
friend.
Take that into account, film students or like filmmakers.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Production design is also, I mean, in production design is also, Goyo is a good film to watch. Like, see
Yeah.
how they best articulated a period film in a modern way,
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
to speak. It was just so good. Even the costuming.
Hey, this is like very good to rewatch. Like
Yeah.
watching Henry
Really
Luna
is.
then this back
Yeah.
to back. I would love to do that one once like the Kazan movie comes out. Is that
Yeah.
coming out? Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be
I
a really
sure-
good trilogy.
I certainly hope so because I've
I
been
really
waiting
hope
for
so.
that.
Yeah. I know that the next one is President Manuel Quezon.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as I know, this January they already have the script approved. I mean, I wish it came out sooner after the 2018 movie Goyo, but then it got postponed because of Darna.
Oh,
Because Gerard Tanog had to work on Darna after.
is that the Liza Sobrano one? Or
I
like
think so. Well, either way, it hasn't come out yet. So I
Okay.
guess...
Si Liza, okay lang sa akin.
no?
Sige lang.
I think it was Liza and then became Jane De Leon. I'm not sure.
Alright.
Yeah. Anyway, so I mean, we're just talking about the production side. I really am looking to more Articular Uno films. It was
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same here.
one of the few films that made me go back to watching Philippine cinema. I think Henry Luna and Goyo is one of the few Filipino films here in Geeks and Degenerates that
Yeah.
was reviewed, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see the caliber of it. Of all the things, it's a historical film
Yeah.
that we're, I know, reviewing.
I mean, maybe in the future we can do other Filipino films that are
Yeah.
They're really good.
not really good. You know, just not the by the numbers cheesy ones. We're like, oh.
Oh God.
Well, yeah, you guys in the comments send us some that you think are like
Suggestions
Oscar-worthy,
and stuff.
Filipino
Yeah.
films.
You know, I do like that thing called Tadhana.
I
Yeah,
haven't
was
seen that
also
yet.
good. That
I
was
haven't
also
seen that
good.
yet. I'll need
Yeah.
to check it.
One of the more modern pieces.
Yeah.
Anyways, speaking of film, suggesting it, we've said a lot of good and actually, yeah, mostly good things about
Mostly good.
Goyo.
Yeah, most
How
of
would you guys rate Goyo?
it. Damn.
You said 9. You both said 9 to General Luna last
Yeah.
time. So how did Goyo fare compared to General Luna? Now that we spoke about why the film might initially be underwhelming and how it might actually not be.
Okay.
Stuff.
Well, oh, you want to
You
go
go
first?
first, Enzo. You go first.
Oh.
No, you. No, you. No, you.
Oh God, stop it! Guys. Should I leave?
Um,
oh, okay.
I lost my train of thought. Never mind. after several rewatches, I think the highest I can go is 9, because like it is slow at first, but like that's the only complaint I can think of, because these the last film Henry Luna and this one really makes you think about choices we make in this country and the rest of life, you know. But
Yeah.
like, if a film can make you be like, I need to rewatch the scene over and over again just to be like, what does this mean to me, or what does it mean to this? It's a really good film, and I'm not bored by it. I'm not checking my watch. I'm just totally immersed. So 9 out of 10.
For me, I'm gonna go down to 8.
Ooh,
8 out of 10.
eight.
Yeah, because in my opinion, the last act I kind of wish it was a little bit more. We got to hit somebody. Sorry.
Yeah, but that's fucking history, though.
I know, I get it. But we could have hit somebody. There was like an entire crowd.
We had
And
4
there were like
people,
20
I think.
Huh?
We had like 4 people.
I guess. But no. Minor gripes. Those are just nitpicks.
Yeah.
But I do like the cinematography and the theme, the style of Henry Luna a little bit more with the whole theater esque, because it was kind of like I don't know, it was very new to me. While this one
Yeah.
felt like a natural movie, well, for Henry Luna for me it was very new and like a breath of fresh air. It's just little nitpicks. This movie's still amazing, so,
All right.
but I can't put it high as
General Luna.
Yeah.
I would give both. Well, I wasn't here in the General Luna, but since they're related, I'd give both a 9 out of 10.
Hmm.
Just because I feel like the way things were produced, things were executed, even from the protagonists, the contrasts really made the movie what it is. Like, it evoked the correct emotions. Though understandably with Goyo, some people might need to take a second take or third take to really understand the severity of, I guess, hero worship.
Yeah.
It really makes you think na, like, especially as a Filipino citizen, as the three of us are, na where do my loyalties lie? How I as a person, whether I'm a general or not, how can I contribute to my country? Which I honestly felt more in Goyo than I did in General Luna. General Luna just initiated it. Goyo, it
Hit
was
it
a
home.
home. Yeah, it hit it home. Really
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah. It did.
But yeah, both get a 9 out of 10. I mean, me personally, as a theater kid, I love the production design. It was. I'd say I give it a 10 out of 10 for production design, but
Whatever
Yeah, sure.
production design, I'll give it
overall,
that too.
overall, it's a 9. But
Yeah.
in my head, it's like just give it a 10 because I'm biased.
I'm also a little bit biased to Henry Luna, that's why I gave this one an 8. So,
Fair.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the next film, hopefully, which
Hopefully.
comes out soon, which is
Hopefully.
Manuel L. Quezon. Yeah, I like these kinds of films where it's historical. It's up for debate. Kind of gives me the same vibes as Hamilton for the States, except here we have the Artikulo Uno, the Bayaniverse, as Enzo mentioned earlier.
I love that name, to be honest.
I know, it's so cool. They should monetize it or something.
Yeah.
Bayaniverse.
I have a question. What other Filipino heroes do you want to see done? Have a movie like this?
I mean, I would low-key like things such as like Lapu-Lapu or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Something like when
Yeah.
Spaniards came here, or I would like to see, I guess we've heard it 1,000 times already, but Jose Rizal, but done by this studio.
I also like want to see female ones like Gabriela Silang or something.
Yeah, so-
Even just a short feature. I feel like that would be so dope. We have yet to see the Katipuneros too.
Yeah.
Like we've seen
Yeah.
Aguinaldo's side of things.
Can I see a Bonifacio movie and then cry at the end too? Like, oh, why?
He gets hacked to death.
Oh, can you imagine, like, since we don't really know his story that much, a Lapu Lapu
Yeah.
story, like in the style of 300, just big and epic.
Ooh, and then
Yeah,
they would like
exactly.
Yeah.
put like a big emphasis on Eskrima and like Arinis. Yeah, I would love to see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean anything to further promote the Philippines in a way that I feel is more would make sense for more of the audiences we have now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it would be cool to promote. I mean, they've already promoted the culture, the beauty of the Philippines. I guess the humor of the Philippines as well. So it'd be
Yeah.
cool to presentation. I wish that would happen.
Well, here to the studio that did Goyo and Heneraluna.
Yeah.
Here are some ideas.
Yeah, here we go.
Free ideas.
Send us the paycheck.
But yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we kept bouncing back and forth, but essentially that is our Goyo, ang Batang Heneral review. We didn't really go nitty-gritty. We didn't really story. We mostly focused on, I guess, the overall theme and the little gripes we had in the movie. I mean, this was a really fun review.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was.
yeah.
It was. I love
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
history movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it hits extra close to home, like these
Yeah.
ones, because obviously it hit home.
We wouldn't be in this situation because of these people.
Yeah.
Uh,
we would be speaking Tagalog more.
uh,
Die.
Hi. Anyway.
These two, they speak.
Well,
Damn it, Ina, the call us out.
the audacity, I swear I'm kidding.
We let you into our home.
Speaking
It's
of
fine.
Speaking of homes, you folks can know where to find us either on YouTube on youtube.com/geeksanddegenerates or facebook.com/geeksanddegenerates. We also have a Discord site if you want to really hang out with us from
Yeah.
time to time. Anyway, Ina, don't you have some big things to announce, don't you?
Yeah, for once I do.
Let's go.
Yeah, you can. Well, I will be here one degenerates, but I will also be in my page with my homies at Slurp, SLURRP, on Facebook. We will eventually have a YouTube and a TikTok and all the things, but for now, we're just vibing. We'll also be doing pop culture things, but if you want more in-depth or not in-depth reviews and films, drop here at Geeks and Degenerates.
We'll see y'all next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah. Bye. Vote.
Vote. Register.
Wear your masks. Get vaccinated.
So social
Yes.
distance, folks. We're almost done with this, hopefully. And
Yeah,
yes,
come on,
as soon as it
guys.
says vote.
We gotta do better.
Yeah.
Di tayo aso.
Oh my goodness.
Not be dogs.
And on that note, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.